Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing a deck called Golgari Counters Demons, which is you're playing with a few demons and a whole bunch of stuff that passes around +1/+1 counters, affectionately known as popos. If this sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host and the current cover model on Suns Out, Guns Out magazine, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Film before a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, posted by a poor planeswalker called Golgari Counters Demons, and it has nothing to do with countering stuff and throwing popo counters on stuff. Popo counters. All right, so yeah, this should be interesting. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards in this deck. We'll talk a little bit how it should work, and then we're going to go out and we're going to crush some hopes and dreams. What do we got here today? Creature kill. Can put out a baby whenever one of your creature becomes a target of a spell or ability an opponent controls. You put a popo counter on a target creature you control. So the more of you guys have out, the more of the things you start putting popo counters on. But a Chocobo gets bigger every time you put out. So got landfall, it gets slightly bigger. It gets a popo counter every time you put out a land. This demon can attack provided it has a counter on it. If you have 6 mana, you can put 2 counters on it. Other than that, it's a demon. It's got a demon. All right, what do we got here? Creature kill. This guy puts out popo counters on target whenever you do landfall. And for 5 mana, you can double the number of popo counters on each creature you control. So we're going to put on lots of popo counters. We get up to 5. This guy can make your guys go nuts. Scavenging Ooze can get a popo counter if you exile a creature card from a graveyard and you get to gain life, something like that. This guy can either be a Sultai or an Abzan. If you pick Abzan, you can put a popo counter on target attacking creature. It gains minutes till the end of turn. If you pick Sultai, then whenever a counter is put on a creature you control, you can draw a card. I always pick Abzan, but pick Sultai and just see if that's any better for you. This guy is a flying guy with flying, death touch, and lifelink. And you can, if you pay from the graveyard, you can choose to put his attributes on another creature you control. That flying and lifelink is really good. You can pump him up with other stuff. That's awesome too. When this guy comes out, you get, he's a saga creature, which is crazy. When he comes out, you get to go get a land, which triggers the landfalls. On the next turn, the next creature spell you play, you get a popo counter on it. And lastly, he dies and you draw a card if you control the creature with the greatest power or tied for the greatest power. So you got 2 turns to do stuff with them. You know, chump, whatever you want to do. It's all cool. Jenova. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, you put number of counters, popo counters, equal to Jenova's power, which is only 1. On another creature becomes a mutant. Whenever a mutant you control dies during your turn, you draw cards equal to its power. So great. But beyond that, you want to pump her up with popo counters so that she can pump up another creature with popo counters. It's doubling the amount of popo counters you're putting up. Plus, if your mutant dies, you get a card draw card. So you can see we got a lot of card drawing action going on. Lastly, we have the Unholy Annex, which you could use for drawing cards. If you got a demon out, then you got a 2-point vampire action going on where they lose 2 and you gain 2. Otherwise, you just lose 2. So we got to keep our demons out. What produces demons? The Demon Wall and Ritual Chamber, which for 5 puts out a demon. All right, and Soulstone could be a demon as well, so that's also good. And so you want to pop that up and then becomes a demon, which helps pump your other stuff up. And you got a double drop land, which gets your double landfalls going, and that's pretty much it. That's what we're going to do. All right, so what are we going to do? We're going to control the board with cut down and go for the throat. We'll get our guys out early, start doing land drops to get them pumped. We'll start going nuts on stuff, doing more landfalls, eventually having demons, drawing lots of cards, and killing them. All right, that's it. All right, so before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black Queen Shouldered, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, Please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush your enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. Alright, playing against CM Blast. Pawpatch into Bristly Bill. Follow up in Jenova. Might be that we don't have enough time for this. Alright, what we'll do is we'll just have to use Go for the Throat on the next turn. We'll see if he's scared of coming at us. Apparently not. Oh, we don't have the mana? Okay, fine. We'll put our Bristly Build in. We're missing black mana at this moment. No, see, he's got to run out of fluff is the problem. Go on black mana. Nope. We're going to have to go get it ourselves like a sucker. Down one. And we're done. I could have just waited till his turn to do it, I suspect, but... Try to weigh out his creatures. He knows what he's doing. I know blocks. I got to keep my guy open. Hopefully he can't kill me. There we go. Whatever. All right, Chocobo. Let's keep you up. Let's just hold on to it. That's fine. Then he tries to pump it. Well, let's kill it. He'll lose his cards, and that's exactly what we're looking for. You've been blocked, so therefore no damage. Ooh, he's at 18. Let's pop it again. And again. Alright, he's muted. Alright, if this is going to work, it's going to work. We just got to keep at him. We got one guy for... He's got 7 for defense. That is fantastic. Yeah! Alright. Let's just go for it, man. Pop. There we go. You going to just lose it? Alright, he's down to 2. We can still rip this guy apart, so that's what we're waiting on. And a whole lot of nothing. That's good getting this guy. There we go. That's just me being a showboat. Bristly Bill is all bristly in a mutiny way. Negative 13. Victory! And we're playing against Bull. 1, 2, 3. A little bit of kill. Get a Pawpatch out. Keep. Who's going first? Apparently he is. Alright, so I got 2, 3. There's our curve. Take that guy while we have the opportunity. And for 2. I like picking off the early guys, the ones that are growth. See, that guy's another guy that needs to just die. He's not gonna give up the Archdruid for that. So am I playing against an elf deck? That's what it seems like. Let's drop it like it's hot. And I'm keeping back the guy with Death Touch because he is scared to lose a guy. He wants mana. What does he got? 13? What do I got going on here? We'll pump this guy up. That's fine. Well, whenever attack put opponent attack gains menace, whenever you counter. Okay. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Should we just go full? 10. He's down to 4. We got a flyer. Question is, what does he have in his 2 cards there? I got plenty of life. I don't really even care what he does. He wants his mana. Alright, great. It's haste. 14. Alright, that's my turn. There we go! Winner, winner! Victory dinner! Alright, I've been playing against Jack Bitcoiner. We're going to be black. That is bad. Alright, let's shut up the GoBot. That was a waste of a double drop land. Alright, we'll put out this guy so we can start getting more better lands for us here. I was willing to sacrifice, and that's what we came down to. All right. I'm going to double up on the demon wall. Also 6 mana to put pump on it. I'm going to come at me, brah. Doesn't look like you're too concerned about it. Let's demon up. Alright, it seems like you want to be attacking, but you are scared to. Alright, 16. Down to 14. Cool, we could get out a double Pawpatch at this point. You want to attack, you get yourself a couple little dudes. You could do that. You just trade out a 4/4 with lifelink for that. Alright, that was a good shot. Still, you're not going to do anything. What I need to do is get the Pawpatches out. Ooh, can I just go for the straight kill on that? Auto pay! I don't care what it costs, man. And we win! Suck it, suckerfish! Suck it! Alright, playing against Lilithsmybae. He's really into spider butts. Keep! Chocobo! Let's turn off the dragon. Night-night. Both these guys out there so we can make use of the landfall. Ooh, I kind of want to get that demon wall out there. Oh, I need black mana for that, huh? Well, I guess I'm going to do this to get it. Black mana. As long as you keep poor Bristly Bill alive, we get the demon wall zooked up on the next turn. Don't be killing Bristly Bill. Don't be looking at him. Everybody just kind of look away. Don't let him know where we're looking. Cool. Pow. Doesn't really make a difference. Let's throw this one out. Pop. Abzan. Let's go to the guy with Menace. A little bit of evasion. Alright, you want to lose your Nissa? Apparently you don't. Victory! Alright, playing from what? Hella tight. Hella tight. Bristly Bill, huh? I don't like the fact he's legendary. That's rough. What I don't like about is the fact I have two of them. That's what I don't like. And nothing else. Alright, Cubert, here you go. There's some Meterjon cubes for you. Alright, nothing to do for 1 mana. Got something small, I can kill it. It's something small, everybody. All right, man. You either have it or you don't. I don't know why you're dorking around right now. Making me play with the play set. Like I own the place. All right, so I could have gone for the kill then. Maybe I still can. Alright, so I think you get pumped up here in a second. I'm not going to fall to the trick of actually blocking on it. He doesn't like me having Buffalo Bill out, or Bristly Bill. Well, we'll do it again. We had 2 of them. That was the reason why, right there. All right, we'll smoke that guy. And we're in Fabled Passage. We're going to get some pumping action going on here. Maybe we should chump. Now we're cool. We'll put out the Revenant on Nick's turn. He's got lifelink. All right, you got 1 card. That's it, huh? He's got haste. That's 6. That's cool. Good for you, man. I would like to put out 2, so I have 2 chumpers. Let's just throw them out. It's fine. Hop! He's down to 8. We've got lethal on Nick's turn. We just got to make sure he can't pump with a single card to a certain point. You can take out 6. I will have questions, do I want to block or not? If he's coming at me, he seems like he doesn't know what he's doing. There we go. All right, I was too wrapped up in the idea that I could actually win the game right now. That is not the case. I will gain 5 life. That might have been the best move. I don't know. It wasn't what I was thinking was going to happen. All right, good game. There we go. And we'll just keep slamming it on to the guy with evasion. And he just kept putting out the chumps. But the chumps are not enough. 21 to -4. Winner, winner! Victory dinner. Our pit against Tigle. 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 1, 2, 3. What does this card even do here? Keep. It's a girl in a hat. It's a spooky land. Alright, so Demon Wells is going to be rough. I could put it out, but I guess that would help out the ritual chamber there. I would just kill it. Yeah, no thanks. But target creature becomes a mutant. When mutant control dies during your turn, you draw cards equal to its power. Nah, that's fine. She's all mutant-y. Oh, this is a phoenix, which means it comes back from the dead, so it's almost worth not getting after. How do we do this now? Chocobo, Demon Wall. Fabled Passage. Give me something black to eat. Go for the throat. And let's take them all in. Let's put it right there. All right, we can demon up, full up with Ritual Chamber now. He's just picking off the low-hanging fruit. Ooh. And we win! Yeah, that was a lot to put up with. Victory! Alright, so here we are with counter demons. Golgari counter demons. I love those words. Counters. It's not technically counters. Counters demons. Because we are passing out counters. What's doing it? It's Jenova who's passing out the counters. And she ends up being to be pretty fantastic. She's kind of like a Helena and Alana that you're putting out like Popo counters equal to the number of the strength of her. And you just got to get her pumped up otherwise. So yeah, it was a cool deck. Sometimes I wasn't getting enough Jenova out. She is legendary, so therefore having maybe 3 in the deck where you really need something like that might be good to have. 2's all right. There's a lot of times I never saw her, so she didn't really work out too well. Like I said, I really like Demon Wall, except for the fact that I really wanted to have something on it. And you could get up to 6 to put counters on Demon Wall yourself, but I didn't really have enough to put counters on otherwise. Bristly Bill would be a good source of stuff for Demon Wall, but Bristly Bill gets killed a lot. So that didn't work out well. Pawpatch helps to pass things around. The deck has things it wants to do, but I found that people were not letting you get along with what you wanted to do. I really dug the fact that Demon Wall was in here for the Unholy Annex. I thought that worked out well. It was a good deck, yet still I had a hard time getting over 50%. I did get 53% out of this deck, but just barely. All right, so let's get down to it. Who's the MVP of this particular deck? The MVP, I'm going to give it to Bristly Bill. I think that for what this deck's trying to do, I think Bristly Bill was the MVP because he's passing out those the Popo counters whenever you're dropping down land. You could get it to where he doubles the number of Popo counters on each creature you control. That is fantastic. He comes out for 2. He's a 2/2. He's a great guy. The rest of his deck works with him. Jenova's even more awesome as an alien. Well, that's weird. But yet, I think because of the cost, I'm going to give it to Bristly Bill. So Bristly Bill, you cactusy freak, you're going to Disneyland. Congratulations. All right, was this deck competitive? Just barely. You know, the deal is, I think this feels very Platinum Mythic. I think this might be a deck that you have to learn to play for yourself. I thought the biggest problem with this deck was the lack of creature control. Sure, we had, what do we have? We have 3 go for the throats and 4 cut downs. I think we needed to have 4, and at least 2 more of something else. What would I'd get rid of Scavenging Ooze. I just don't think that was really worth it. I think putting in 2 more creature kills would be a good way to go. And that would make the deck so much better. Yeah, that would be my attempt there. Other than that, the deck is fairly well balanced. You just need more creature kill. Big time. This one doesn't go against big guys. This doesn't go against artifacts. Maybe the one that kills whatever it is. Not mercenaries. Yeah, mercenaries. There we go. That would be the one I'd go for. Because then in between go for the throat and not mercenaries, I'd be able to do it. We got nothing that takes out planeswalkers. So maybe the one that does, where they get to select which planeswalker they want to kill and which creature. You know, if it's some sort of not a sorcery. Anyways, that one's not bad either. You know, just something else to go after creatures with, because this deck just didn't have quite enough control in my book. See, competitive 53%. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't super competitive. I had a hard time with it, but I think it was competitive enough. I'm not going to give it high marks for competitive though. Was this deck fun? Yeah, when it came together. The problem is that anybody that's playing a control deck just starts wiping your creatures out, and then you got nothing. And without your creatures, you're not going very far. Your creatures can't really defend themselves. Pawpatch kind of helps out a little tiny bit. But other than that, you are usually just throwing your dudes out and hoping for the best. So if you're just depends on who you're playing against. Aggro could be kind of aggro. At times I was taking out the aggro guys, but you have to get your creature controls to make the aggro work really well. I don't know, man. Altogether, it was fine. It was fine. It just felt like it felt Platinum Mythic, where they just don't have a nice breadth of functionality. Lastly, was this deck interesting? Yes, it was an interesting deck. We had a bunch of weird cards in here. I like seeing Hollowmurk Siege. I haven't really played with that much. I like seeing this. I like seeing Fenrir. I like the way I was doing a little bit of ramp there. I like the fact that I felt like I was covering the spread for the Unholy Annex a little bit better. So yeah, altogether, I thought it was a pretty decent deck. It was interesting to play and had a bunch of interesting cards in it. All right, so let's add this up. Was this deck competitive? Yeah. Was this deck fun? Yeah. Was this deck interesting? Totally. So I'm going to give this deck, I'm going to give it an A-, just because I don't think it was competitive enough to actually be called competitive, but it was enough to actually play the deck, and it was fun enough and interesting enough to actually be in the A category. So there you go, it's an A- deck, and as I'm not required by federal law to say, if you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun with it as I did. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, screw you guys, I'm going home. Bye.